I only have 25,000 channel points left. Oh no. There's already from Nenu. Xeno is hovering 3. No reason to delay it. It's time to play game number 1. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Xenohob. And we are underway. Yeah, it's 9:22 here on the east coast of the United States, and we've been going for almost 2.5 hours already. Oh, a bit of an early shift from Xeno on a piece there. No danger, though. Just gonna require a couple burns to take care of it, and we're gonna get going here. Game number 1. $51K for Xeno, 69,000. Hey now for Nenu out of Tetris, go to 91. We're off and running in game 1. As both players get comfy, get set up. Xeno takes a T-spin. Nenu with a little bit of cleaning to do. Interesting to see how he goes about taking care of this. And a T-spin is set up in the bottom of the stack and nails it. That is a very, very slick way to take care of that issue. Gonna follow it up with a Tetris. 142 for Nenu. Kind of sliding pieces back and forth, making decisions. 143 for Xeno. We are neck and neck in game 1. Very, very true, Stanislaw. Hell yeah. Tetris Xeno 190. Actually, we are dead even tied, though. Nenu's got a bit of a situation in the center of the board. Gonna require a few burns to take care of. Not too many, though. Just some of these incredibly 3 billion IQ solves. Now it's Xeno with a couple of holes in the stack to take care of. Again, not anything even remotely dangerous. Just enough to slow things down just a smidge, just for a moment. Trying to avoid putting weight on that hole in the bottom of the stack, but has to add a few extra burns here. Elects not to even go remotely aggro and is just going to burn this down, play it safe for the time being. This is the oldest Div 1 matchup age-wise. Wow. Can we mute Dan again? How many more times can we mute Dan in one night? Nenu at 270, Xeno at 229. Got a little bit of a line difference, but not a huge one. Xeno gonna take another Tetris, go to 252. 294 for Nenu, 4 lines ahead. So bottom 1 Tetris lead for Nenu. Go over the 70 line marker on both sides of the screen. Yeah, you and me both, Toby. You and me both. Really crank that average age up to the roof. Van Foiler. Yeah, that sounds more accurate. 318 for Nenu, 298 for Xeno. Fairly similar line counts. Nenu having to take a triple there to resolve a bar dependency. Xenohob. Nenu. That is the name of this match now. Xenu. Xeno on 343. Nenu 347. We are neck and neck here. Same piece sets offering up a wonderfully even first game. 435, 420. Xeno actually a slim lead at this point. Again, take another Tetris there. About 15,000 points. Not quite a one Tetris lead as we approach the 110 line marker. A great place for that square for Xeno, but no real danger out of it either. Another score to go to 482. 468 for Nenu. Transition now looming 13 lines away for Xeno, 15 lines away for Nenu. Both players now 12 lines away. Nenu having to take a couple burns here. These players in the midst of a drought. Xeno with a couple of high-flying burns. Bar comes for Nenu with the well covered. One line away from transition. Xeno stack in an absolute state. Nenu's going to get a Tetris and then another one. Xeno is way up top with one line left till transition. This is going to be fun. Xeno having to pull out all the acrobatics and all the stops to try and get this stack down. But, that's going to be it for Xeno at 533. Nenu at 589 will take the first game. GG. Game 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So we begin game 2 after a rough finish to game 1 where neither player went into transition very clean. Xeno was able to go in with a lead, but the stack just crumbled right before, and Nenu took advantage to take the 1-0 lead. Xeno way high up right now. There's that bar for a Tetris, a little bit of relief, and a score to go to 75. Nenu on 91. Another Tetris for Xeno. Nenu is going to answer right back. The bar is now raining down. And both players get a little bit of relief, a little bit of breathing room. Maybe a bit of an early shift of a piece there on Xeno's side, but great burn with a square for the double. Still trying to get down to this delayed burn that is turning into an incredibly delayed burn because the bar taking forever to show up. Nenu's got some sort of wild tuck set up at the bottom of the stack and is just going to have to create some holes. Both players navigating the same piece set, navigating the same droughts. It all comes down to how they choose to attack each setup. Nenu with a row 3, dirty Tetris, 284. Xeno on 204. only a couple lines back, so Nenu able to build a bit of a lead here, but Xeno not letting it grow too much. And some very quick tucking there from Xeno. Goodness gracious. Finally, the bars coming in for the scores. 274, 314, about a 40k difference. Though Nenu also 4 lines back, doing a little bit extra pace room there. And the J piece is very, very, very handy, which is why a J drought is almost as bad as a bar drought. Nenu could really use an L piece to the left, finally gets it, and then the bar afterwards for the score, 362. 346 for Xeno, who's now 8 lines out in front, but doing their best to keep the score lead from getting out of hand. Nenu with a hole in the top left part of the stack, might be thinking about trying to find a way to roof burn it. Xeno with the Z version of a key tuck. I don't know what you want to call it. Now bar depend on the left. Gonna get one for it. And then some crafty spins from Nenu in order to avoid creating a worse situation out of that floating Mino on the right. 436 for Nenu, 397 for Xeno. Maybe a Tetris and a half lead. Slightly more. About 2 Tetrises now, with the line counts a little bit closer. Simul Tetris, 446, 484. Nenu with a couple of unfortunate placements of pieces. It's going to require a few more burns here, or some absolutely absurd solves. That S piece, though, very not helpful. So the game decides to give another one. Tetris. Xeno 472, Nenu 509. 6-line difference between the two players, though. Xeno that much closer to transition. Gonna get one more Tetris. Has room for another. And is instead gonna have to burn in. Will do so at 496 and immediately take a Tetris to go to 520. Nenu's at 535 with five lines remaining. There's one Tetris to go to 557 as Xeno proceeds through level 19. 581 the transition for Nenu. Xeno's on 569, now up to level 20. But clean and able to start scoring. Bar comes a little bit late and then doesn't get over where Xeno wanted it. Good split double to get another Tetris, though. That was absolutely vital. The double, huge in reopening things. Nenu not clean right now. Gonna have to take a handful of burns. Gonna see if Nenu decides to go a little bit dirty to clean this faster, but no, just gonna burn it all the way down like this. Xeno up to 655, Nenu at 644, but behind by about 5 lines. Now cleaned up and Tetris ready. These players, again, neck and neck. Split triple there for Xeno, but no great place for the back-to-back S pieces. And Xeno's got a little bit of cleaning to do. Nenu, a couple skims, gets the well back open at 649. Xeno's at 668. And very aggressive, but a dirty Tetris to go to 697 into level 23. And Nenu, in the meantime, has gotten way up high, and this stack is out of control. 652, Nenu is done. Xeno at 701 ties us up 1-1. GG. We're all not up at 1. Game number 3. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oop, Nenu started on level 13 on accident. There we go. always interesting to see how players can so quickly diverge in their decision-making at the start of the game. Especially players at these high levels. As we get dead even tied to start off game number 3. Xeno gonna hit a Z-spin. Takes a score, goes to 95,000. 93,000 for Nenu, who's 2 lines behind, so... have a nice tight start to the game. Honestly, just about anyone facing off against Nenu should probably be terrified. I know if I were facing off against Nenu, I'd probably just cry. Suspense in the chat. Is Doge Nestris actually Xeno? 211 for Xeno out of Tetris, 234, 231 for Nenu, 3 lines back. So we are pretty tight here in game number 3. Doge is Xeno. The truth come out. Don't make me pull up and read the entire article, because I will do it, and it will unfortunately ruin the commentary for these 2 players. Because I'll do it. I am not a smart man. What is smart is giving out score updates, as we get a simul Tetris there, 326 for Xeno, 324 for Nenu. Couple line difference between the 2. Nenu gonna take the real-time lead with that Tetris. Nice flat burn with a bar from Xeno. No great place for the square. A couple of really awkward pieces in this sequence here. Neither player clean at the moment. Xeno's gonna hit a left side T-spin, and really neither player getting very helpful pieces. Xeno has managed to get things clean. Nenu is digging about halfway up on the screen at the moment, finding ways to navigate this. 383 for Xeno, 399 for Nenu. Another Tetris for Xeno, and we were a single separated for a moment there. Nenu has gotten this cleaned up. 407 for Nenu. Xeno just trying to get Tetris ready. Will with that L. Finally gets bar afterwards for Tetris. 428, 430. Neck and neck indeed. The necks are back out. Oh, Xeno. Oh, that is a very dirty setup. But takes a bird right before it. It's only going to be a triple. Still, safety, life, both important. 462, 498. Nenu now with about a 1.5 score lead. We get closer and closer to transition now. Less than 20 lines away on Nenu's side. Now less than 20 lines on Xeno's side. About a 1.5 Tetris lead here for Nenu. 18 lines away for both. Tetris reach 553, 590. Nenu gonna hit a T-spin there to resolve a bit of a situation in the stack. And now up to 612 with 2 lines left. Xeno with 2 lines left is at 576. So both players, very strong showing so far. Nenu going to transition at 618, off and running on the 19 speeds. Xeno got room for one more. Gonna take it. Gonna score 600,000 at transition. Both players over 600k. Let's see what they got in the 19 plus. Here we go. Nenu actually thought about going center well there for a minute, but decides to just take the triple. But now, could be doing it again. But again, only settles for the triple. 649 for Xeno, 639 for Nenu. And Xeno gonna jump into the lead at 677, 668 for Nenu, who's a few lines ahead. 705 and a 21 for Xeno. Both players looking to try and take a 2-1 advantage in the set and be in the driver's seat. And again, a little bit high up, but gonna get a triple into a Tetris. Go to 705. Creates an... Ooh. There we go. Rooftop burn taken care of for Nenu, 707. 761 for Xeno, now building up about a 2 Tetris lead here. It has to create a hole in the stack and a little bit of burning required in order to bring it down for Xeno, or could just try and play on row 2 here for a little bit. It is going to take the row 2 Tetris. Go to 800,000 into level 23. Nenu's there at 744 and a few lines ahead as well. So Xeno has a bit of a pace advantage here, but is continuing to play up on row 2, trying to push that advantage as much as possible. Now forcing a little bit of burning. There's a bar for the Tetris for Xeno up to 832. Nenu's at 777. Another bar for Xeno, 864. Still playing up on row 2 this whole time. Nenu's on row 1 at 809. Goes into 25 at 840. Xeno's there at 898. Now 899. That lead slimming up, even though the amount hasn't changed that much, because every Tetris is worth more and more. 930 now for Xeno. 846 for Nenu. Xeno actually able to take another one back. Poyo, Xeno has not played cheese yet. We had to change the order of some matches. Xeno with a 996 at 205 lines. Looking to max out here in level 26. Nenu's at 887 at 209 lines. You know, having to take a couple of singles. There's a bar for the Tetris for the max out A32 right now for Xeno. Nenu's at 920, down by about 100,000 points. But not out yet. Having to take some burns out, having to cover up the well. And this is going to be a very tricky and possibly very expensive dig for Nenu. Has to take a triple there into level 28 and 934. Xeno, not clean either, is at A69, but Nenu is going to be done after hanging a couple pieces at 934, and it'll be Xeno with the 2-1 advantage in this set. Move it to 8-2. Xeno accidentally started. Okay. Nenu, if you can move the seed to 8-2. Nice, we got the readies. And we have game 4. Xeno with a 2-1 lead. Nenu trying to push this to a decider. Xeno trying to lock up 6 points early on in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Lots of cheering in the chat. You'll love to see it. As these players get started in Game 4. Is that command not in the chat yet? Really? I'm sad. Oh. I don't even have a chat command yet. Oh well. That's not about me, it's about the players and the simul Tetrises they just scored. Xeno on 163, Nenu on 164. We're actually separated by a half single right now. I blame Moo. Yeah, Moo also didn't give me mods, so... Moo hasn't been awake, so it's been kind of hard for them, too. $233 for Xeno, $234 for Nenu. That oof was, I know a sound effect I get for when people say my name in the channel, and whoop, there you go, as Kingsman links my channel. Very much appreciated. If you like my weird style of commentary, there I am. I also play Tetris and random other games myself. But again, we're not here for me. We're here for the players. And for y'all out here watching and enjoying the show. If you want to enjoy more of it, a great way to motivate these players to play even harder is to add that Metrorino. Ah, thanks, Donuts. 327 for Xeno on 67 lines, 306 on 64 lines for Nenu. Basically neck and neck here. All done and told. Xeno having to take a couple of skims here because the piece is just not coming in the most helpful order. That is not going to be the right link for the Metrorino Ivory here. Have that one. Xeno at 354, 356 for Nenu. Both players taking care of a couple various situations in their stacks. Very unhelpful square at the time for Xeno's stack, but the stack plenty low enough to deal with the impending situation. Just some digging to do, which is going to allow Nenu to perhaps try and build a bit of a lead here. Of course, Xeno's just going to throw in a dirty Tetris in the center of the stack to go to 426. 427 for Nenu on the same line count. We are still sitting neck and neck. And now Xeno with a left well setup. Waiting on the bar, try to stay efficient and hang tight with Nenu. Both players kind of running into different situations. And another left well for Xeno, go to 452. 458 for Nenu, who is now got things back cleaned up. And yes, those claim codes, literally all you gotta do is just click on it, claim it, and boom, money in the prize pool. The top finishers in Division 1 will be taking home chunks of that prize pool, so every little bit adds up, and every little bit is going to start adding up in score-wise for these players, as both of them getting into situations here with transition drawing quite close. Oh, beautiful split double for Nenu there. And almost out of this dig. Xeno with a much-needed bar. And a great double there. 488 for Xeno, 472 for Nenu. Neither player out of the woods just yet, but both finding their way there. The flashlights are on and working again, you might say. You are useful, Ivory. Every little bit adds up. And it is still the early part of the season. It is still the beginning. Ooh, Xeno didn't get the spin there and is going to transition high and dirty. At 502, Nenu at 509 after that Tetris is going to take the real-time lead at very, very tight transition scores. A bar for Xeno right now would not be a Tetris, it'd just be a triple, but what it would do is offer a lot of reprieve in the height of the stack. Finally going to get it. Could work off a row 2 here for a little bit. Perhaps a misrotation of that T-piece from Xeno, but can get the Tetris to bring things down. Nenu's clean at 539. Xeno's at 540. These players are neck and neck. Now into level 21. Nenu has managed to take a little bit of a lead. Xeno covering up the well right before the bar comes. But another one comes, gets it over, gets the Tetris goal at 576. just to stay in this. Your lights are back on. That's good. Shoutouts to Hannah's light. Not shoutouts to the pieces that are coming in for Xeno's stack. Still having to spend time burning here. And it's allowing Nenu to start building a lead. I'm sorry, blah. 592 for Xeno, who's now center well ready. 652 for Nenu. Ooh, very aggro setup there for Xeno. Xeno looking to keep the center well going a little bit longer. Gets another score, go to 649. Nenu, though, is on 710. Has absolutely opened a lead. It's close to 90,000 points here. Going into level 24. Nenu's going to get that piece over, go to 681 into level 24. Nenu's at 772. Now the score for Xeno. Nenu's going to answer it right back. 713, 804 now. But both players clean and scoring, firing away at each other. Neither willing to budge an inch. Xeno having to take a couple of skims, couple of burns here. Nenu not clean either. Xeno's going to get the well open, get the Tetris, go to 785, 844 for Nenu as a score goes to 877. Trying to build this lead farther, but Xeno refusing to let it build. Now a couple of tough pieces for Xeno. Set up for a very dirty Tetris up on row 6. 820 for Xeno, 912 for Nenu. Xeno continuing to try and stay aggro. Stay with Nenu. The player's clean, but high up, waiting on bars. Xeno's bar comes, but Nenu's gonna hang! Nenu was gonna hang and be done at 821! Xeno needs to dig this down and find a way to score. There's a Tetris. 907. 910. Needs to get to 922. But the right side is blocked off. And we go to a decider. 8,040 points separating our players. Oof. 93 the next seed. For this decider, we've got our readies in the chat. Who's going to get the first win in Div 1B? One way to find out. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And I believe, as they say, what was a best of 5 became a best of 3, is now a best of 1. 5 points on the line here in the standings, and every point can make a huge difference with a smaller number of games. Both players looking to try and put themselves in a great position early in the season. Mod is not dead, I just don't have mod. And if bot is dead, I just don't know. / shrug. I'm expecting some very comedic DMs later. Anyways, right now we've got a game going. 137 for Xeno, 116 added Tetris to go to 139 for Nenu. You know, if I had feelings left, they would probably be hurt by now. Thankfully, I sold them off to pay rent several years ago. Xeno finding themselves down about a Tetris here past the 30-line marker. Gonna take a good couple of scores there, make sure the lead does not grow any. Why do you think I finally decided to buy a house and stop renting? Rent got too expensive. $27. Well, in a few months, you'll have one of the digits of my age, right? And it won't be the 2. $258 for Xeno at a score. Gonna go to $280. $258 for Nenu. Waiting on the bar to add a score. Gonna get it. Yeah, we are separated by a single here in game number 5. Thought I heard you say 27. No, 37. 37 in a few months. I'm basically already dead. You know. What's not dead are our players and their scores. Xeno on 350, Nenu on 351. I'm dead for 10 years by that logic. On the inside. Actually, it's been more than 10 years I've been dead on the inside. 397 for Xeno, 398 for Nenu. Yeah, neck and neck continues to apply. I think we're separated by a double right now. You know, trying to avoid getting double bar dependent, but instead having to put a decent amount of weight. Is Dirty Tetris set ready for a Dirty Tetris row 5, column 8? Get your bingo cards out. $446, $445. Yeah, no, we're separated by a single. Keeping it nice and close. Do I what? Do I what? What I do is continue to keep these players up to date on the score checks. 450 to 449. Nenu going to go into the lead with that Tetris as Xeno was trying to figure out how to perhaps center well for a little bit, but the piece is not cooperating. Nenu set up for a Vitz, and there's finally the bar for that. Oh, I missed that for good reason. Do I know the score for the score update? Of course I do. 479 for Xeno, 502 for Nenu. And Xeno going to take another row 2 Tetris, go to 501, and keep things nice and close. You know, looking like they're just going to stick to row 2 building for now. 524, 530. We are staying nice and very necky. Very, very close. Very necky. Nenu super clean. Xeno playing one off the bottom. But outside of that, looking squeaky clean as well. Transition at 600,000 for Nenu. Xeno has one Tetris left. Will be just shy of 600k. Gonna come in at 595, and off we run. Game number 5. Here we go. Xeno actually might be looking at going a little bit center welly here for a moment, but just gonna take that triple, lower things down. Nenu not clean at the moment. It's 609, 638. Xeno's got a bar dependency, center of the stack, and just gonna have to work on cleaning this up a little bit. Nenu's got things cleaned up. It's at 670. Xeno's at 613. A handful of lines back, in fact, and gonna start building on row 2 here. Xeno deciding to go a little bit aggressive. Gonna get that row 2 Tetris, go up to 640. Nenu's at 673. 8 lines out in front at the moment. Another Tetris on row 2 for Xeno to go to 667. Both players putting everything they got into this game 5. Who's going to take it home? Might be looking to finally transfer the wealth. The right pieces come. They're not... Okay, and... Alright. Just gonna take the skims, transfer the well over. 759 for Nenu, 700,000 for Xeno, who's back by 7 lines at the moment. Add a Tetris to go to 729. And 1 Tetris back in lines. We are still neck and neck here. As Nenu goes into level 24 at 792. Xeno takes a score to go to 759. Nenu's board getting a little bit dirty, though. Well not opened up by that skim. Xeno's going to take a Tetris, go to 790, now just 10,000 points back. Nenu's board still not ready. Could get a dirty triple here in the center. Just going to continue to take these safe skims, just work it down. Xeno, 825, has jumped into the lead. Nenu going to take it back with a Tetris, but is well ahead, over 10 lines ahead. Vandwaller, thank you so much for the gift sub. Really appreciate it. You're here watching a very thrilling decider and a very back and forth, very tight set. 858 for Xeno, 828 for Nenu, who's going to take the real-time lead for a Tetris, but Xeno's going to take it back with that Tetris, go to 889. Nenu's going to fire another one right back. 891 for Xeno, 894 for Nenu. Xeno just waiting on a bar. Finally, it's going to come in. 926, 929. It's literally coming down to the last little bit. Every single line is counting. Every single burn is counting. 962 for Xeno. 964 for Nenu, who is ahead by 8 lines. Line difference is getting more and more significant. 997 for Xeno. 801 for Nenu. But Nenu is running out of options to try and score here. He's going to get a Tetris and kill screen to 838 and try and switch to rolling, but nothing's going to get right. 838 is going to be it. Xeno's got to get to A39. A39, the target. A Tetris would do it, but these pieces are not cooperating. A39. But it's not going to be enough! Xeno is done at A20! Nenu's A38 holds on to take Game 5! G freaking G. Oof.